Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in once again to another Also Bossly Cafe tribute, where the food gets ate and the coffee tea gets spilled. So ladies and gentlemen, as promised earlier, I've been promoting all day that I was going to release this video where I break down my opinion of what I think happened the night in Houston where Takeoff was killed. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, y'all press the like, y'all press the share, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. So where do I begin in this nasty, nasty situation? I would like to add this, by the way. As of today, November 17th, there still hasn't been any arrest made in this case. Nobody has been arrested. They may have a couple of people in question, but nobody is in custody. So now you already know that there's something bigger brewing. This is definitely going to be a Fed situation. The Feds are going to swoop in, and I will just say good luck to the mob top boys, and make sure that money you was gambling with, you put some aside for a lawyer. Y'all heard that? He said, look, we about to run all them pockets. So Quavo wasn't really bugging for no reason, but real quick, out of all the vloggers I seen touch on this, do this, nobody broke down that beginning audio part. It's like people were so focused on trying to see who shot the pistol, they forgot all about slowing it down to the beginning, hearing the verbal exchange that made the whole situation even escalate so high, so fast. So what I did is slowed it down, turned it up, and I, boom, did the narrations for you. So tune in so you can get a better gist of the story.
I'm not like that. Listen, check this out. Listen. They know y'all, but they not gonna be disrespectful like that. But they not gonna be disrespectful. Basketball, bro. Tell me you don't play basketball. I just saw me play basketball just in the gym. Play like that, bro. Don't play like that, bro. Let go. I ain't doing shit. Go back and forth, bro. I'm gonna hurt somebody, bro.
Now, real quick, let's stop it right there. See the guy in the white hoodie? The guy in the white hoodie is the one that was arguing with Quavo. Now, I just wanted to point that out. Remember that point, because we're going to get back to that in a second. Or better yet, what I should say is what I just seen, it looked like there was some young boys around who we figured out who they are. I'm going to break that down in a second. They were taunting him. They got in his pockets. Quavo was mad. He, like, in other words, like, still fucking with it. They're still talking about that shit. Like, he's annoyed. And they not only still keeping that chitter-chatter, jackling going, they actually making threatening comments. Like, making comments that's going to make any man feel uncomfortable or pinch any man's pride where now he feels like he has to stomp a little harder. So as you see, Quavo, he says like, yo, I'm about to spit off before I beat one of these niggas up. Something like that, right? And it's at that moment, in my opinion, where a lot of these other bloggers and media creators, we're not watching the same video. Now, as you see right here, we have the guy in the white hoodie, who we found out is more formally known as Bankroll Chris, who's another Mob Ties affiliate. He's all over Instagram. But dig this. Talk about getting caught out there on the gram. Your boy Chris actually got the same sweater and pants on in two different pictures captured and posted on his Instagram with the other alleged shooter. Now, wait. Do I gotta press replay on that? Get him! Like, that gotta been his best outfit. Yo, how you wear something to a major event? Well, yeah, that's why you wore it to a major event, right? It was his best outfit. Damn, boy, but you caught a case in that. Like, all right, but let me move along. So you see your boy Chris in the same white hoodie, standing in front of a landmark in the Fifth Ward Ice Treats, which is another link to mob ties. He has multiple pictures of him and the other alleged shooter, Cam, who's his young boy. They got multiple pictures together. Not only do they have pictures together, they have pictures with them together and Jay Prince in the same room. That's automatically making the whole team hot. Like, there's no if, and, or buts about whether or not those two niggas was mob ties. Even on the night of the event in question, early on, before they even got to the bowling alley, they was at the dice game standing within feet to each other. These niggas were Batman and Robin. You understand? Like, Chris and Cam were two peas in a pod. Left hand, right hand mans. When you see one, you see the other one. Peanut butter jelly. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they were back to back, so to speak. Hence why Cam reacted the way he did and was on the timing he was when his man was in the middle of an argument. But a lot of people don't realize the other camera that was filming it, like, there's two angles. Y'all seen this angle, now here's the other angle. In this angle right here, you could clearly see in the cut for a split second, Cam in a yellow hoodie standing to the back right of where Quavo's standing. Now, right directly behind Quavo is Takeoff, as you just seen. Standing to the front left of Quavo is the dude in the white hoodie, the dude Chris that he's arguing with. So Cam is already positioned behind him. Mike Prince is directly to the left of Quavo, trying to play peacemaker. So now Migo Banks pulls up as the Migo security. You see him right here. So now when Quavo decides to walk away, he walks past him. And you see in the other video from the other angle, Migo Banks looks behind him as Quavo walks behind him to, like, make sure he good. And he turns his body around. When he turns his body around, that's the part where everybody's getting confused at. Some people are saying it's a gunshot. I clearly feel, know, and watched a million of these videos, and I think I'm almost positive, 100% positive, he got punched or slapped, man. There was no gunshot. You don't hear no gunshot. Ain't no muzzled gunshot that low. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got slapped or punched from behind. That's why he instinctively turned and pivot. Like, boom, look at his feet. He turned and pivot so it could show that he hit with his left hand. He threw a left. He was clearly seen in the beginning of this video with his right hand in his pocket holding the pistol. If he would have heard a gunshot, his first instinct would have been to fire, pull out and fire. But nah, he got hit and he wasn't trying to make it all the way hot yet. Half stepping, you feel me? And he turned around and punched back instead of coming out and upping it. Now that's where shit gets tricky.
Hold on, look. Check it. Listen. Check it out. Hold on, listen, man.
That's why I'm going to jump off the ledge and say Quavo was talking to Cam. Cam is that third party on the audio who you could not hear that well. Why? He keeps looking at him in the position of everybody in the room. It's the only thing that makes sense. It was Cam and his boy Chris beefing with Quavo. A lot of people don't realize how close they were all really standing to each other. And the confusing part, or the part that's confusing a lot of people, is the two different angles. That's two different cameras coming from two different people on two different sides of the room. So the bits and pieces that you're seeing, if you don't truly step out the picture and paint the picture with the pieces, you're not going to really see what's going on here. The whole first punch popped off, Cam was already moving. He was running, he was stepping up off the ledge or backing his hammer out. as Migo Banks threw a two-piece and then pivoted out. You understand? So as the first punch was thrown, remember, this all happened in 1 second if you watch the video. And I mean that literally. This transpired in 1 second. You see Quavo walk off, then boom, Migo Banks throws a two-piece, hits Chris, and as Chris stumbles back, he follows through with his punch and pivots out. As he pivots out, Cam is already blitzing. Cam is already digging, pulling it out, and already moving forward. Mind you, they're only in the hallway in like a mall setting. And it's like, but so much space. They're all right up on each other. This is how Cam was able to actually use Takeoff as a shield as he was firing on Takeoff and the entourage. Now this one take right here, this one clip, you clearly see how close they were. This is what explains how he was able to get behind Takeoff and fire. Because now, I'm about to play the rest of the video. You're going to see Takeoff takes a step forward as Cam is playing cat and mouse, basically, with Migo Banks. Because they're the only two who see each other. Migo Banks got it on him. He's clutching, digging it out as he's backing up. And Cam just got it out. He's digging it out as he's running forward. Only thing in the middle is Takeoff. So as Cam's behind him, he starts to nudge, push Takeoff in Migo Banks' direction. And literally, as the more space was getting drawn, that's when he finally fired. Bow! Let one off on Takeoff. And kept firing as he ran towards the bowling alley. Cam was the young boy who was responsible of getting the hammer in the spot. So even as the argument ensued, he's watching. He's still in the cut watching. Now you see right here, Migo Bands actually was responsible for the Migos security. Basically playing the same role as Cam on the opposite side of the field. He steps in the middle to shield Quavo on his way out. This is when he gets slapped from behind. You can clearly see he gets hit from behind. Then he turns around, pivots, boom. Two pieces to dude Chris. Boom, boom. You see Chris stumble back out the frame of the picture, whatever the case may be. And then you see Migo Bands spin out, like I was telling you, right here.
So, when he seen Cam, and Cam was already in motion, look at this video right here. I want you to pay attention to how close Cam, Takeoff, and Migo Bands. I want y'all to see how close they were together as the dude with the Chucky down was squatting down. Why? Because the dude with the Chucky down peeped it. As they were fighting, he already seen Cam in motion. So when he seen Cam in motion, he squatted down like, oh shit. As he squatted down, you can see at this part of the video, Takeoff was looking for Quavo. He was making sure Quavo was all right. So you see him not paying attention to his left or his right. You see him looking directly straight, like he's trying to find Quavo, which naturally makes sense. That's his nephew, two peas in a pod. If Quavo moving, he gotta move. So as all this shit is going on, he's not even paying attention to Cam, who's standing to his right, a couple inches behind him. So what he does is, he takes off blindly about 1 or 2 steps toward Quavo, or the direction that Quavo left in. Not noticing Cam already in motion going towards Migo Bands. So now, Migo Benz, as he squares, he looks up, he see the gun coming out, he see Cam moving forward, he backs up, he starts backing up and pulling out his own gun. At which time, Cam sees him clutching and starts firing. But now, he didn't start firing right away towards Migo Benz. As he cut behind Takeoff, and Takeoff decided to move, you clearly see in the slow down image of the video, Cam cuts behind Takeoff and puts the gun to the back of his head. When he put the gun to the back of his head, in that same motion, you see Takeoff catch it in the peripheral vision of his right side. And he extends his arm in a motion to like block. Why? Because the gun was already up. The gun was already up in motion. This is natural human instinct. So now, as he reaches back and tries to deflect, that's when you hear the pop, pow. Cam shoots him in motion. But now, as Migo Benz is backing up, the angle that they were at, because of how close they were, that angle, for a split second, either when Cam was running by or after Takeoff was shot and his body was falling, you could clearly see at that time, that's when Migo Benz got his gun out, up, and just was firing in the direction of Cam, not meaning to hit Takeoff in his arm, torso area. This is why Takeoff got hit 3 times. Now, I'm not a ballistics specialist, okay? But when the news is telling us that Takeoff was shot 3 times, once in the arm, once in the torso, and then once to the back of the head, the video footage clearly shows the rest. Migo Benz didn't shoot Takeoff in the head. He might have been the one that shot Takeoff in the arm and the torso. Because if you look at the direction Takeoff's body was facing, it makes perfect sense. Because Cam didn't wait around. Cam fired 4 to 5 times. He shot, boom, Takeoff behind the head, then turned the gun towards Migo Benz and continued to fire as he ran towards the bowling alley. Migo Benz, in between of pulling his gun out, being fired at, and then trying to return fire, was squatting down, backpedaling as he fired, which shows, which any firearms expert will confirm, makes it even harder for him to hit his intended target, which again, ladies and gentlemen, explains how it was a little friendly fire situation and Migo Benz hit Takeoff as well. He didn't hit Takeoff with a straight bullet. He hit Takeoff in trying to retaliate for Takeoff. But Cam was using Takeoff as a shield in the process of running past. He put their bodies directly in between them. Do you understand? And every video I'm gonna post, every video posted to this video shows and supports every single assumption I just made. So as a lot of people are saying that this shit started over a dice game, yes, ladies and gentlemen, Quavo was in his feelings that he's supposed to be at home with his family, because you can hear Mike Prince constantly telling me, yo, we family, bro, this, that, and the third. Quavo was in his feelings because he lost some money, and after he lost the money, Chris, Cam, and a few others in the mob ties entourage are immature. Their mentality is like of a fucking kid, because you can hear the taunts and the words being used to taunt Quavo actually got Quavo out of character, had Quavo making a lot of fucking emotional comments, as you see when I broke down the whole initial conversation right before the shots fired. See, no other media outlet sat there and broke down the conversation prior to the shots fired, because they was too caught up on the shots being fired. Me personally, I was caught up in what the fuck happened, what set it off, what made them start firing. Now, could this been avoided? Hell yeah. As far as do I think it was initially planned to rob TAKEOFF and Amigos, we will never know. Because now, based on what happened to the dude Duke 93 from Chicago, who's a jeweler from Chicago, based on his situation where he was robbed and killed, it just puts too much speculation on the whole J. Prince Jr. entourage and how they tend to give it up.